the hell was he thinking?
Something happened? It made you want to cut Lulu some slack?
Anyone who is willing to expose him, I applaud.
Are you embarrassed to be seen with me?
Is it as bad as I think it is?
It's worse.
We need to put our plan in motion now.
General Hospital latest update. Port Charles is on the brink of chaos as 6 shocking secrets explode, shaking up lives. Willow uncovers Nina's betrayal, Sidwell's true motives surface, and Joe's hidden parentage rocks families. Sasha's baby bombshell detonates, Sonny's attacker is exposed, and Brennan's deception shatters Carly. Brace for drama as General Hospital's biggest twists unfold. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers. 6 major secrets revealed. These shockers blow up Port Charles. General Hospital spoilers indicate that at least 6 major secrets still need to be revealed on the ABC soap. These shockers will blow up Port Charles, so let's talk about the revelations that are in the works and make some predictions about how things will play out. 1. Willow discovers Nina and Drew's fling. Of course, we should start with Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen upcoming discovery since she'll eventually find out Drew Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, and Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, had a fling. Nina's plotting Drew's takedown, but that could have some very personal consequences. If Nina convinces Willow to dump Drew, what's to stop him from outing their hookups and ruining Nina's relationship with Willow too? Whether that's how Willow finds out or not, she's going to be livid and devastated once she finds out what Nina and Drew have been hiding all this time. 2. Sidwell's agenda unravels. Next, let's discuss Jen Sidwell's, Carlo Rota, agenda since there's obviously more to this new villain than meets the eye. Does Sidwell have a buried Cassadine clan connection, or could he be an old enemy of the family? General Hospital fans will eventually learn why Sidwell really came to Port Charles and why he intends to set Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, up for a crime she didn't commit. There'll be some big news that comes out about Sidwell as this storyline moves along. 3. Joe's true parentage causes chaos. Giovanni Gio Palmieri's, Giovanni Mazza, true parentage is also going to cause chaos and upend plenty of lives once the real story comes out. Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens Bruning, finally agreed not to tell Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, about the adopted child that Brooke Lynn Quartermain's, Amanda set in hiding, but will she change her mind down the road? If Lulu puts the rest of the puzzle together and figures out Gio is Dante's kid with Brooke Lynn, she might blow the lid off everything. For Sasha's real baby daddy comes to light. Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, is currently posing as the father of Sasha Gilmore Corbin's, Sophia Matson baby, but how long can they keep the ruse going? At some point, it has to be revealed that Michael Corinthos, Chad Duell, is the true bio dad. It's just a matter of how and when the big reveal will happen. It'd be easy for Willow to overhear some things that make her suspicious and put her on the path to the truth. Perhaps Willow could ultimately launch a confrontation that sends Sasha into early labor down the line. Whatever the case, Sasha's got Michael's bun in the oven, so there are going to be serious fireworks once Willow uncovers that curveball. 5. Sonny's penthouse explosion culprit busted. The show hasn't revealed the person behind Sonny Corinthos' Maurice Bernard penthouse explosion yet, so who's it going to be? General Hospital might go with someone truly shocking like Drew, especially if they're planning to do a grim whodunit surrounding him. Even if it's another baddie instead, Sonny will have a chance to get payback once the culprit comes to light. We should see Sonny in fierce mob boss mode once he finds out who's responsible and strikes back. 6. Brennan's Jocelyn deception exposed. All Jack Brennan's, Chris McKenna deception regarding Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, will get exposed sooner or later. Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, will re-evaluate her feelings in the coming episodes and most likely get her romance with Brennan back on track. From there, the countdown will be on when it comes to Brennan and Carly's relationship getting derailed by his Jocelyn's secrets. Between all the Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober drama and Jocelyn's WSB training, Carly's going to flip out once she discovers everything Brennan's been hiding about her daughter. General Hospital spoilers say these revelations will shake things up in the months ahead. Today's next update. Carly proposes a drastic plan to Nina to get rid of Drew, and Elizabeth and Lucky can't get a moment alone. Today on General Hospital, Curtis' hit piece on Drew makes waves, Drew puts pressure on Portia, and Willow makes an accusation against Sasha. Dante and Chase hang out in the gym's stream room. Chase guesses by how Dante hit the bag earlier that things are better between him and Lulu. Dante admits they talked, and it was their first real conversation since she woke up. They had an honest discussion about Rocco, Charlotte, and Brooklyn. Chase is shocked the animosity between Brooklyn and Lulu is still there, and Dante agrees. He's decided not to get in the middle of their issues and focus on Lulu being back in their lives. Chase asks if there is any news on Charlotte and Valentine. Dante says he and Lulu were talking about Rocco and something is clearly going on with him, and Lulu was worried he feels she was focusing too much on Charlotte. Chase says he and Rocco have gotten close, so he could talk to him as the fun uncle. Rocco's age, it often is about girls. Dante recalls that he hated telling his mom about the girls he was dating. Their talk turns to Chase and Brooklyn wanting a family. Dante says he was a natural with Bailey, Lou, and Violet, so he knows Chase will be a great parent. Dante also lets him know he can always talk to him. Chase thanks him as their friendship is important to him. Nina meets a bachelor. At Crimson, Nina meets with Jeffrey Beckett, played by the Golden Bachelorette contestant Guy Gansert. Jeffrey is a wildlife journalist and Nina is a big fan of his work. She has brought him on board to write for the Crimson Nature and Travel series. They sit down to chat before his photo shoot. Jeffrey admits that he doesn't get calls from fashion magazines, but Nina says Crimson is branching out to satisfy readers' interests, which include travel and nature. She asks how his wife or partner feels about him traveling so much. Jeffrey is single but feels he's going to meet someone soon. She decides to help adjust his tie in case someone special sees his photos. Ava arrives and interrupts. Ava recognizes Jeffrey as he was at a benefit at her gallery a few years ago for Joel Sardi's. He recalls Ava and asks how she and Nina know one another. They explain they are good friends and have been through a lot together. Eventually, Jeffrey has to get going, but he hopes to talk to Nina again soon. Once alone, Ava jokes, someone has moved on from Drew. Nina says she has, but she doesn't think she's the rugged wilderness type. Nina asks Ava what's up, and Ava tells Nina as she knows she's been struggling with her finances. Nina assumes she's here to ask her for a loan. Ava hates asking for this type of favor, but Nina says she's been waiting for her to ask her, and of course she's happy to give her a loan. She also calls this a gift, not a loan. Ava won't allow that, as money can change friendships and she won't lose this friendship again. Elizabeth brings Lucky home. Liz brings Lucky home with her and continues to nurse him. Lucky says they are out of the hospital now, so she need not play nursemaid, but Liz says he needs to be watched for 24 hours and he's stuck with her given Kevin and Laura are working right now. As they move in for a kiss, the doorbell interrupts them. It's Carly bringing a care basket and asks how the hero is. Carly apologizes for barging in but wants to thank them for stopping Cyrus, who tried to kill Michael and did kill Sam and Dex. Carly asks Lucky what he's going to do now that he's home. Lucky has no plans, so Carly leaves them to enjoy her basket. Once alone, they get back to where they left off and kiss. That's when Aiden walks in and realizes he's interrupted something. Aiden raids the gift basket and learns his dad is staying here for the evening. Aiden is sad he's missing out on family time as he's staying at a friend's tonight. Lucky perks up at the idea that it will only be him and Liz. Perks, Christina and Alexis read DeWitt's hit piece on Drew in The Invader, painting him as Congressman Cutthroat and detailing everything he's done against Tracy, the Quartermaines, and Cryptgate. Alexis wonders what Drew is thinking and how they can protect Scout from him. Laura high-fives Curtis. Laura meets with Curtis in his office, not just about her upcoming press conference Aurora is covering, but the hit piece on Drew. She tells him, "Way to go," and they high-five. She says since he's taken office, all Drew does is pose for the cameras and abuse his power. Curtis says Drew's biggest weakness is his need to be seen as a hero. She thinks they could exploit that. Alexis arrives to see Curtis, and Laura excuses herself. Alexis knows DeWitt won't retract his article, so she'd like him to run a more positive article on Drew through Aurora to balance things. She's worried how all this bad press will affect Scout. Curtis says Drew made his bed, so he can't help her. However, he tells Alexis that instead of protecting Scout, she's enabling Drew. Back at Liz's place, Aiden eventually takes off, leaving Lucky and Liz alone at last. They finally get that kiss in. Things get passionate, which is when the doorbell rings again. Laura arrives to check on her son. She suggests now that she's free they could all have dinner tonight, and Lucky says that would be perfect. He and Liz smile at one another. Willow and Drew's hospital drama. Drew brings flowers to the hospital for Willow, and she says they should take them to the break room. He wonders if the article got to her and if she's ashamed to be seen with him. Willow says the invader is nothing but lies, and it's just that she feels like all eyes are on them, so they shouldn't draw extra attention to themselves. Willow asks if he knows who is behind the article. Curtis doesn't, but he has his suspicions. Later, Christina arrives to see Willow and has a favor to ask. She was video chatting with Michael and he misses the kids. She hoped she could take some videos of the kids with messages for their dad to send to Michael. Willow thinks the kids would love to do it, and she thanks her for keeping her in the loop about Michael. She just asks her not to say anything negative about Drew in front of the kids, and Christina assures her she won't. Carly soon arrives to see Willow, and is concerned about the negative press about Drew and how it will affect the kids. Willow says she'll let the kids know it's not true, but Carly says it is, and Drew's sunk to a new low. Drew appears and warns Carly to leave Willow alone. Carly lashes out at Congressman Cutthroat, but Drew says he is not in the wrong, and the Quartermain crypt has to be moved. Carly reminds him how hurt she was when they were going to move Virginia's grave, and he was there for her. She says now he's doing the same thing to the Quartermains. She says if he keeps this up, he'll be facing a recall. Willow defends Drew, saying Tracy is no saint either. Carly realizes there is no point in trying to have a calm conversation with Willow and walks off. Bad news for Portia. In Portia's office, Rick says he's looked into her situation, which is much worse than he thought. Rick explains that because these test results were tied to Heather's criminal trial, she could face jail time for evidence tampering. Rick says her only chance is to play by Drew's rules, but Portia fears Drew is about to expose her today. She tells him about the article in The Invader and fears it's all over for her. Rick says she could convince Drew that Curtis had nothing to do with the article, or she could tell Curtis everything and save her marriage. Portia thinks she can save both. Portia calls Curtis and leaves a message, asking him to stop by her office as it's important. On his way out, Rick runs into Christina and tells her that the trip she planned to take with Avery over spring break is not happening. He says the ballet falls on Ava's day with Avery. Christina pleads that this is a one-day special event, and the tickets were hard to get. This will upset Avery, and are they really going to hurt Avery to punish her? Rick says that next time she should check the calendar and walks off. Carly plans a frame job. Carly arrives at Nina's office as Nina's talking with Ava. Carly says they need to speak, and it's important. Ava tells Nina that it's okay and they can talk later. Once Ava is gone, Carly says they need to put their plan for Drew and Willow in motion now. Nina asks what she proposes they do. Carly says they have to do whatever it takes to keep Willow and the kids from moving with Drew. They also need to get into Drew's house and find undeniable evidence against him that will convince Willow that he is not to be trusted. Nina asks, what if there is nothing to find? Carly says that they'll make sure there is something to find. Willow throws out accusations. Back at the hospital, Willow finds that Sasha is her next patient. Sasha can tell Willow has a problem with her, so she tells her to spit it out. Willow asks Sasha how she can be such a hypocrite. She says Sasha dated Michael and is pregnant by his other uncle. Sasha says their situations are nothing alike. Willow thinks things didn't work out with Michael and his money, so she went after Jason's cash. Sasha points out she went from one quartermain to another, and she thinks that article on Drew is really getting to her. She blew up her life, marriage, and family for a sleazy politician. Drew arrives at Portia's office and is disappointed in her. He thought she could help him, but Curtis was behind the article in The Invader. Portia tries to convince him it wasn't him, and that Curtis could have used a reputable source to run such an article rather than go to a rag. Drew suggests she convince Curtis to run a series of positive articles on him. She warns him she's gone to bat for him already, and if she does any more, it will tip him off. Plus, if Curtis finds out he's blackmailing her, it will send Curtis to a whole other level. She thinks there must be another deal they can make. He suggests a joint press conference, one with him talking about his new pediatric sports project and her representing the hospital. Curtis will be forced to give him good press. Curtis arrives, finally having gotten his wife's message, and asks Drew, "What the hell are you doing here?" Ava arrives home to find Christina waiting outside her door. Christina says she ran into Rick and found out she can't take Avery to the ballet and thinks this is about punishing her. Ava says Avery is still going to the ballet, only she's taking her. Christina calls her a bitch. Rick appears and tells Christina to watch it, and to remember what happened the last time she went after Ava. Christina tells them there is a special place in hell for them and walks off. On the next General Hospital, Carly meets with Maxie, who asks Carly, "What type of commitment are you looking for?" Willow tells Sasha her baby may have been the best con she's pulled. Drew explains to Curtis he was making a business proposal to Portia. Anna and Jason travel home with Charlotte, and Anna and Jason discuss Carly's relationship with Jack. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.